Hi, this is Chris Gray from DoNorStamping.blogspot.com, and I am here to just do a flip through of a junk journal that I made for a friend of mine to give to her daughter-in-law, and it is a cooking journal. And I used many different sets for this journal. I didn't use just one, so I can't really remember all the sets. I know some of them were from my porch prints, and yeah, but there's a bunch of other ones that I used for different aspects. So you'll just have to bear with me as I go through this. First of all, I wanted to share with you this little tiny book, the mini book that I attached with some gourd clips or whatever they're called, and some chain, and I just attached it to the spine of my journal with a bulldog clip type thing so it can be removed because it might kind of get in the way if they're actually trying to use the book. But I just thought it was so darn cute. And this one I know for sure is from my porch prints, and you open it up and it's got some little pages, and it is just too darn cute. So I had to just share that with you. And then I also put some dangles on it, and some beads. One says cooking, and then some beads with at the end a little charm that says cookbook, if you can see that. Then the middle one says baking beads, and that has a little like a little hand beater or whisk or whatever that is. And then the third one says wine, which after I cook I better have wine. And on the end of that one there's a little corkscrew, a little wine corkscrew on that one, and I thought that was cute. The fabric, or the book cover, is made from an old book that I just took apart, covered it with fabric, and then put some lace on the spine, and I put a little book plate on the front, and it says my best recipes, and I'm not sure where that sentiment came from, but again, so I tie it with some seam binding, and then you open it up, and on the first page there's, I think this is from my porch prints also, it's a cutout. I think it's supposed to go like as a page, but I just used it as a flip on the front cover, and then I put a little pocket with a little girl having a tea party with her little toy horse, and a little note. This is a note from the bookmaker, and I print that off from Pam at the Paper Outpost. She provides that in her monthly newsletter, and it just tells a little bit about the journals and how to use them, what they're for, and that kind of thing. So I just include that with all my journals in the front cover so that people kind of have an idea of how to use them and what they're for. And then the first page is a digital. A lot of the pages in here are digitals, and then the blank pages are either coffee or tea stained paper that I put in there. And those are the ones that I decorate with doodads and things like that, pockets and tags. And then the ones that are printed, I just really don't do much with those. Here's a little tablet that I made, Life Happens in the Kitchen, and I trim that with some lace and some ribbon, and then that's just some pages, and I glued that right to the page, and I stenciled behind it. Here's a page that I actually put some lace on and then made a little paper clip. Well, it's actually a little gourd clip that I just put like 3 or 4 different layers of different papers and then some little rosette things on, and just clip that to that page to kind of decorate it. And then going on to this page, this is, I think I got this idea from Angela Kerr. It's like a corset closure little card, and you open it up and there's a pocket inside for some ephemera, and then you just close it back up with the thread. And then what's the next one that I did? This is another little tablet that I made. It's kind of, the top just folds over and it clips behind this piece of paper, and you open it up and there's a little tablet place to journal or write a recipe or whatever you want, and that's decorated with some lace and some ribbon at the top. And my girlfriend's daughter-in-law really likes red and black, so that's kind of the reason that I stuck with these colors for this journal. Really kind of outside my wheelhouse because they're not my colors, but I tried to stick with the colors that she liked, and I think I did pretty good. This is a, what is this? This is a tag. No, it's a flip out. You open it up. This is an envelope, obviously. So I decorated the front with a digital printout. You open it up, and this is a little tuck spot, and this flips out, and there's a spot in there, And then these two little spots flip out, and those are also pockets. And that's a flip out. And then here's a layered envelope or layered tag pocket thing with a couple little tags in there. Here's a flip out. This has some little labels that she can add to recipes as she puts them in there, or if she wants to add it to different sections of the book. I'm really not sure how she's going to use the book, so I wasn't really sure how to add tabs to pages and things like that. But I did put these little tabs, and I will give her an envelope with some other ephemera that she can add as she goes along. And then this envelope flips back, and there's a couple of recipe cards in there that I printed out that were part of a kit, not sure which one. And then that just flips down, and the envelope flap is on the back, and I made that into like a tuck spot for just a recipe card with some stamping on it. And then this page is just another little pocket with a tag in it, and the tag has a pocket with some ephemera in it, and the back is blank, so you can write on it or put a recipe or a memory on it. This is a little pull-out little booklet that I made, not a booklet, but a little folder that I made. This is my best recipes, and it has like some gussets on it, so it holds a little bit more if she wants to tuck in some recipe cards that she already has, rather than having to write some new ones out. And then I also tucked a couple of recipe cards and a postcard and a tag in there. So that's just a little add-on that I put in between the two different signatures there. And what do we have next? Here's a belly band that I made. I think this one is from My Porch Prints. It's a lace belly band. And I made a little booklet. And then here's a little spatula and some beads to decorate where I tied the signature in. You open it up, and there's a pocket on the front with some ephemera on it, and then the pages, and then a pocket on the back. And then that just tucks in there. And then the little dangles can just kind of dangle out the side. And then here's a recipe card that you flip down, and she can write on there if she wants to write something. And then the back is a pocket where she can tuck some tags in. And here's another little folder that I glued together, and it's just a little pocket for some recipe cards. And then here's a larger pocket with a larger tag, and the tag has some lines on the back so she can write on it. It's pretty hard to do a journal for someone when you don't really know how they're going to use it. I'm assuming she's going to write recipes in it and things, and I know she wants I know my friend wants her to share it with with my friend's granddaughter, so I'm hoping that that's what happens. Here's a center spread. This idea was from Angela Kerr, and the recipe card pulls out, the tag pulls out. Here's a vellum pocket on the bottom, and these tags pull out. And then that allows these flaps to open up, and it has some fold down tea-stained paper that you can write on. And then when they come down, fold down, then these tags kind of hold it down so it doesn't flap it back and forth. And the same with that side, the same thing. Then here's another one of the corset closure little cards. I just think those are adorable. It kind of reminded me of a fancy apron, kind of. So that's why I put that in there, and that kind of reminded me of a kitchen curtain. So I put that at the top, and then a tag, like a little page tab at the side, and that has a little measuring cup on it dangling off. Here's a pocket where the top flips up, and it's got a pocket here that's made out of a doily with some little pieces of little tickets, and here's a little pull-out journaling card. And this dangle is some measuring spoons. You can see those. And next we have another pocket with a pull-out card. This has one of these, I call them an old outhouse closure, where you flip that, turn it around, and then that flips up and that flips down. And here are some pockets to tuck some things in. And then to close it, you just flip that back up so it doesn't flop around while it's in the journal. And that's the second signature. Then the third signature, in between there, I made this recipe file box, and I think this might have been from either Angela Kerr or G. Kerr, and it has the closure with the two little things and the string that comes around. And it also has some gussets at the side, so you can really fit quite a few recipe cards in there, and that just closes with the string. And I'm just leaving that empty, and I'm just going to put that in between the signatures, and she can either take it out or she can leave it in there if she wants, whichever she prefers. Then moving on, here's another flip out. This is another envelope, window envelope, old junk mail. That flips out. There's a tag in there that pulls out. And then there's a tag, whoops, my tag, I guess I'll have to fix that. And then this tag pulls out. I can get a hold of it. There we go, and it's actually a recipe card, so I will have to reattach my ribbon. But that pulls out of there. I'll leave that out so I fix it. And then that just flips over, and then that was the flap of the envelope, and I just glued it down and decorated with some lace because it wasn't really big enough, I didn't think, for a tuck or anything. So, and then here's another window envelope that I decorated, and it's just got a little pull out on the side, and it's also got one on the inside that you can see through the window envelope, and I decorated that with some ribbon, sticking with the black and white and red checks and keeping it in the theme. Here's another little booklet that I made that you pull out, and it's got the thread winding around it, and it's got some a pocket on the inside, and then you just close it up. It's decorated with some lace, and then just wrap it around. I left the string long. I'm really not sure how people want to close things, so I left plenty of string so that they wouldn't be cut short. Nothing worse than having too short of string. Here is a envelope made out of, or a pocket bag made out of a piece of parchment paper, and that is a place for a tag, and it says Bon Appetit, decorated with some cheesecloth and some lace. And I see that I'm going to have to reattach that. I'm not really sure what glue is the best to attach parchment paper, so I'm going to have to research that. So I'll have to fix that. Good thing I noticed all this before I give it to her. Then here's a center fold out, and this has like a belly band type thing on both sides, and then you can slip in like recipe cards in there, and then this is a place for some tags. And the same thing on this side. These two pull out. They're snug. And then this is a place for some tags, just decorated with some digital images. Here is another little flip out that has pockets and room for ephemera or whatever she wants to put in there. Here's a nice little pocket that I made out of a paper bag. It closes with a magnet so it doesn't flap around. It's decorated with some lace and a little image at the top, and that flips up, this flips down, and then there are pockets here. And like I said, the base is made out of a paper bag, and then I just covered it with some scrapbook or some digital printouts. And next is a frame that I made that she can attach some pictures to, one that says Sugar and Spice, and she has a little daughter, so I thought maybe she would like to attach a picture of she and her daughter on the picture frame. So there's a front and a back that have room for pictures, and then it just tucks in there, and I used window sheet to put on the front so you can see the picture right through the window. And then on the back is another one of those decorative cutout pages. It says the secret ingredient is always love, and then that opens up, and there's a little pocket there decorated with some lace, a little booklet that pulls out, and on the back of that, or attached to it, is a little mix master. I don't know if you can really see that, but it is stinking cute. It's a little mixer, stand mixer. Isn't that darling? I found the cutest charms on Etsy. You just have to search for charms under cooking, and I found all these cute charms. And then I always make a little created for you by Chris that I attach to the inside back cover so that they know who made the journal. So that's my baking, or not baking, but my recipe journal for my friend, for her daughter-in-law. I sure hope she likes it, and if you like it, I hope you give me a thumbs up, and maybe a nice comment would be helpful. So thanks a lot for watching, and talk to you later. Bye.